टेक्नोलॉजी ने हमारी दुनिया बिल्कुल ही बदल दी है। मैं और मेरी जनरेशन के लोगों ने इस दुनिया को एनालॉग से डिजिटल जाते हुए देखा है। मुझे याद है, हम जब छोटे थे तो कैसे चित्रहार का पूरे सप्ताह इंतज़ार करते ताकि गाने रिकॉर्ड करके अपने मन में या अपनी कॉपी पर अपनी प्लेलिस्ट बना सकें। मैं तो खाली कैसेट लेके जाता था, 1 रुपया या 2 रुपए पर गाना देके अपनी पसंद के गाने रिकॉर्ड करवाने। और अब जब फिल्मों के लिए अपने लिखे गाने सुनने का मुझे मन करता है तो बस ऑनलाइन जाके एक डाउनलोड बटन क्लिक करता हूँ या डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पर ऑनलाइन सुन लेता हूँ। In this rapidly evolving digital age, it is unimaginable for a business to continue to remain relevant and sustainable without leveraging technology. Joining us today is Anuj Agrawal, Managing Director of CP Milk and Foods Private Limited, to share with us his personal experience and his story on how AWS can accelerate growth for businesses and help them scale the pinnacle of success.
Hi, I'm Anuj Agrawal. I'm the Managing Director of Gyan Dairy, and we are into milk business. And I would like to thank Amazon for giving me this opportunity to come and speak here on this prestigious platform. Innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity and not as a threat. These are the words by famous Mr. Steve Jobs. He said it roughly 20 years back, but they were relevant then, they are relevant today, and they'll be relevant in future as well. The world that we see around is changing at a massive pace. The way we travel, the way we educate ourselves. Coronavirus, I mean, this is an example where it has completely changed the way we educate ourselves, the way it has impacted our social behavior, the way we meet people. And for example, today I'm standing in front of you in a virtual mode. Had it been any normal circumstances, I would have been standing here in front of you. It is completely radicalized, and with every incident that happens, any trigger, any major incidents like demonetization changed the way we take payments. And these incidences will keep happening, and the pace at which this world is changing will keep accelerating. As an entrepreneur, in the last 14 years of my journey, when we started with this in this milk business, we started with a small capacity of processing 100,000 liters of milk per day. Today, we process roughly 1.2 million liters of milk. And in this journey, which we have traveled in the last 14 years, there have been multiple factors, there have been multiple success, multiple failures, and multiple incidences that we can recount for this business. But there is one thing that has remained constant over a period of time, and that is our ability to change, our ability to adopt technology at the right time. I would like to recollect and share a few of those incidences, which I think has made an impact in our journey as an entrepreneur. I belong to a very small place, a very small village in UP called Kayamganj, a place so small that I have generally not met people who even know about that place. It's in the middle of nowhere. I got my formative years of education in that place. And after completing my education, graduation, I had to join the family business. We had a family business of tobacco. It wasn't doing too well at that point of time. So it was me and my brother who started looking after that business in year 2004. Yeah. And for 3 years roughly, we were in that business. We were trying to find new and innovative ideas so that we can at least arrest the fall of that business. We kept engaging ourselves, and every time we would do something, the business would fall all the more. However, after 3 years, we were able to achieve a certain position that the business fall arrested, and it started showing some green shoots. It was at that point of time that we got this opportunity to acquire Gyan Dairy. And me and my brother, we moved to Lucknow to start operations for this thing. 2009 happened. 2009 was the year when the commodity prices world over crashed. when the Sensex crashed, the crude prices crashed. And it was the time when we realized that our business model was not sustainable because it was heavily dependent on commodities. That was the first year we incurred losses. And believe me, incurring losses or facing failure once you have achieved a certain bit of success is more painful. That was the time we went back to the drawing board to understand what can be done in a better manner. And that was the time when we started studying about the model that the cooperatives or the government companies follow. And we realized that we were buying milk from contractors, they were buying milk directly from the farmers. So they had a very strong control on the network of procurement. So we decided, naturally, if we wanted to survive, we had to do that. This was the first time when we wanted to do something, not because of choice, but we were forced to do that. And there were a few challenges in doing that. While buying milk from contractors, it was a large quantity of milk that we would get at one source from one person. We were processing roughly 2 lakh liters of milk. That would meet roughly 8 people we had to interact with who would provide us that milk. But when we wanted to buy that same thing from farmers directly, we would need to buy it from 40,000 farmers. And that was a big challenge. Our system was not used to that. And that is the first time when we adopted technology. We created a procurement network which was very similar to the cooperatives. And we adopted technology in that. We implemented a machine in every village where every farmer had a unique code. Their milk could be tested. It was connected through a GSM SIM to our servers. The data was transferred to us on real-time basis. And we could monitor the total procurement of milk. And there were a lot of challenges in doing this. First of all, it was very cost intensive. We had to really invest a lot of money to the tune that for every 100 liters of milk, we had to invest 1 lakh rupees. Then there was a problem of electricity in UP. So we gave them solar panels, and believe me, this was back in 2010. At that point of time, solar technology was not that evolved also. So we came up with solutions, but one thing we realized that if we wanted to scale up, technology was something that was unavoidable. And it has been 10 years when we started this collection of models. Contractors used to really make fun of us. They said that we would never be able to collect significant quantity with this model. But I can proudly say that today, in 10 years, we collect milk from roughly 3,000 villages, 150,000 farmers. We collect 700,000, that is 7 lakh liters of milk directly through procurement network. And it has given us huge benefits that we were not even able to foresee at that point of time. The first and the biggest thing that it created was we were able to transparently give better prices to the farmers. And I would just like to share an incident about a district called Bahraich. We started collecting milk there. The contractors previously were paying them 17 to 18 rupees per liter of milk. And when we started collecting, we started paying them 40 rupees a liter. Initially, the farmers could not even believe it. One fine day, they stopped all our vehicles. They thought that we will run away with our entire money and we will never pay them. But over a period of time, they realized that that is the true value of milk. And dairy is one of the sectors where 85% of the total price goes to the farmers. And it was only possible because we adopted that technology. We were able to stay ahead of time and we were able to pay fair price to the farmers. The second thing that it did was that we were able to get data and insights about the farmers and their animals. We were able to understand what is the productivity of the animal, what is it that they require, and because of which we were able to start our feed and breed management program, where we provide them with cattle feed, where we provide them with high quality AI services. And over a period of time, it has impacted in a massive increase in the income of farmers because the productivity of their animals has gone up. And the third and the most important thing, had it not been because of technology, we would never have been able to scale up the system to this level. Previously, the companies would have 200, 300, 400 villages. But to think of a massive scale of 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 villages was impossible. And two things aided in that. One was the technology to collect data of testing of milk, and the second was the module to pay them through online systems. These were two things that has helped us gain good quality milk, and it's because of that good quality milk and that network that we are able to supply good quality product to our consumers. We also wanted to use the cloud services. In fact, we used cloud services of AWS. And again, it was a call that was, I mean, today, if I look back and see, cloud services is something that is understandable. I mean, there's no question about that whether you use cloud services or not. But 5 years back, it was something that we really had to choose from. We really had to think whether we would want to do it or not. So again, we took a leap of faith, as is the case with most of the things. In fact, I would like to thank my team also. Our SAP implementation happened in 4 months, in 120 days. And for a fairly large organization with number of transactions, with number of villages that you're buying milk from, it was one of the fastest implementations that happened. Once the implementation was done, we wanted to understand what are the benefits that we got out of it. And very truly speaking, there are no immediate benefits that happened. The thing was, we realized that over a period of time, it integrated all the information that was there in our system on one single platform, which brought us to a situation that we were able to analyze our own data in timely fashion. We were able to take data-led decision making. And thirdly, it led to a certain predictability in the quality of our products and lowering of our cost. But these are all intangible benefits. I mean, if I were to say, these were the benefits that were not visible before, that became a little more visible after. But the real impact happened when Corona happened. At the time, generally all the companies were struggling. Ours is a company that is more into essential products, and we could not stop our operations at that point of time. So, but since we were already on SAP platform, all our employees could work from home. We were on a cloud network of AWS. So we really didn't need to go back to offices to maintain the servers and everything. And it was a big boon. And it is because of that even despite Corona and 2 months of lockdown and all the challenges, we are still able to match the turnover that we had in the year 2019-20 in this current year of 2020-21. And I would attribute this primarily to our capability to get technology in a system which helped us work on a remote location. And the third and the last incidences of technology that helped us, as a business, there are a lot of incidences that happen. But again, we realized 3 years back that the customer habits were changing. People did not want to go out, they were getting lazy. So they wanted the milk to be delivered. And it is a service that has already existed since long time. The milk is generally delivered to people's home, just that it is very unorganized and fragmented. So we started experimenting with home delivery. And as it happens with any initial project, we wanted to do it without the use of technology. We wanted to do it offline. After a few days, we realized it is futile, it is impossible. And we were not able to do it. We kept experimenting, we had our app, but nothing really happened till the time March 24, 2020. And that was the time when lockdown happened. And suddenly, what we were doing roughly 1,000 deliveries before that, our deliveries skyrocketed to 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 deliveries. And we were not prepared for that system. Though we had the technology, we had the app in place at that point of time. We were lucky enough that we were one of the early adopters, and we were there to take advantage of that situation. And that is where I again emphasize that if you're ready with the platform, the trigger can happen in any direction. It's just a matter of time. So we felt now it has become a completely evolved model. We do roughly 10,000 deliveries a day as on date. We have more than 200,000 downloads, and we are only operational in one city. We're expanding to 4 more cities by next year. And again, I felt that a structure which was based on cloud, a structure that was very tech oriented, was the one that helped us. In these last 14 years of our journey, This has always been constant, and apart from a lot of things which has contributed to success, as I said earlier, technology and early adoption of technology is something that has always been the key. The world is changing. The world will not stop changing. In fact, the pace will further keep going up. And we have to learn how to adapt and how to adopt to these new things. I would like to quote a few lines from a poem called Faiz कहते कि कुछ लोग तुम्हें समझाएंगे, वो तुमको खौफ दिखाएंगे. इस राह में रहज़न हैं इतने, कुछ और यहाँ हो सकता है. कुछ और तो अक्सर होता है, पर तुम जिस लम्हे में जिंदा हो, वो लम्हा तुमसे जिंदा है. ये वक्त न लौट के आएगा, तुम अपनी करनी कर गुजरो, जो होगा देखा जाएगा. What it means is that we have to learn. Every time we are taking a step forward, people will try to scare you, people will have opinions, but if we stick and if we stay true to one core, that we have to change, we have to evolve and be fluid, then we will be able to embrace success. And that's what our journey has been. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.